welcome to Minding My Business with myself and Daniela. Unfortunately, it's just going to be me today, but fortunately, I'm here. And we are going to be having one of my most favorite people. She's actually one of the reasons to the community she's built here in Miami. Loving the entrepreneurship, the women entrepreneurship, and just so many amazing things. I'm going to have her on. Melitsa, she's here. Let's bring her on. All right. Hello.
Hi.
Sister.
How are you?
Good. I'm so grateful, number one, that you accepted to be here when you could be anywhere else. You decided to share your time and energy and presence with us. So number one, thank you.
Thank you. I feel so honored. Thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity. I'm excited to connect with your community. I'm excited to add value. And yes, thank you.
Yeah, so those of you that are just meeting Melissa for this first time, Melitsa, I always want to say, I was like, no, it's Melitsa. For the first time, let me just give you a quick little rundown. Number one, go follow her. She's amazing. She is the CEO and founder of Epic Talks Miami. I'm not going to lie, sister, that was like definitely a motivational factor for me moving in this area is what you've built over here. And I have yet to be there because I've been traveling and speaking, which has been a blessing, but it was a motivator to get me over to Miami, that community that you've built over here. She's the queen of networking. Wherever I go, I see you, and you are just a service-based networker. So it's just such an honor to know you. You are a high-performance consultant, international speaker, and recent best-selling author of Detoxify Your Mind.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you.
This is a lot of accomplishments, and you're still so young and thriving. So if you wouldn't mind letting us know and the audience know and the people watching the replay of what got you interested, number one, in this line of work.
What got me interested in this line of work was going through immense pain. I had hit rock bottom. And I didn't even know what personal development was. I actually got into personal development 9 years ago after a divorce. And I found myself 2 years of being self-destructive, of, not understanding my path, not knowing what my purpose was. And I remember waking up one morning and I looked at myself in the mirror and I asked myself out loud, I said, Melitsa, are you proud of the woman you've become? And out loud, I said, no, I am not proud of who you've become. So are you going to allow this mess to make you or break you? Are you stronger than this? Are you better than this, right? You're not alone in this journey. And I really had to have a serious conversation with myself, and that's what I did. And within a couple of days of me having that honest conversation with myself, I saw an ad on Facebook that said, reignite your life, reignite your finances, reignite your future, free ticket. And like I told you, I didn't know what personal development was. This was 9 years ago. And I was like, free ticket, this must be a cult or something. However, I had a friend, Alexi Panos. I don't know if you know who she is, but Alexi Panos and Preston Smiles. They're a couple, they're big motivational speakers. And they were getting into the space with Lewis Howes as well. They were all starting together. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, have you ever heard of this company? It was called Peak Potentials at the time. T. Harv Eker from The Millionaire Secret. He's the one that created this company. And she told me, no, but if there's one positive thing that you get out of this event, it's worth it. So I booked my flight, I booked my ticket, and I went to California for 3 days. And those 3 days completely changed my life. Did I end up investing $6,500 at the end of the conference? Yes, but it was worth it. I spent 2 years, every 2 to 3 months, going to personal development events, business events, warrior camps, impact events, business strategy events, and that I really owe who I am now to that process. And I'm a true believer that in order for you to get to the next level of your life, you must invest in yourself. And you can't do it alone. This journey is not to do it alone. You get to impact other people throughout your path. So that's how I got into personal development 9 years ago after I hit rock bottom.
Oh, I think you went mute. Uh-oh, can't hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can
So,
hear you now.
can you hear me? Sorry about that. I got a phone call. So anyways, I saw how much personal development changed my life. And I said to myself, I want to pay it forward because a lot of people don't know about this. I'm going to pay it forward. I want to support people in their transformation. And in the process of me doing this work, it has helped me transform my life as well.
I love that. Getting into, I feel like you touched on the, I mean, there's so many things I'm excited to talk to you about today. But one of them is the community that you've built. You mentioned when you're talking about 9 years ago and your journey of really committing with conviction to the personal growth and development. You didn't just like kind of dabble in, and I think that's the issue with most people is they just kind of go in, but kind of not. So it's like they wonder why they're not fully growing or changing or transitioning. It's because you really committed with conviction and you went, like you said, you invested in it financially, you invested your energy, your time, and then you, throughout the process, the last, I think you said 4 years, built this community now in Miami. What inspired that? I know you mentioned a little bit of wanting to give back, but I know you have a backstory behind that. You would like to share it with people watching.
Yeah, it was actually 3 years ago, and I was going over the bridge here in Brickell, because that's where I live. And I remember feeling this emptiness and this void inside where I wanted to connect with more amazing people. I wanted to meet women like you. I wanted to meet people like Brian Breach and JJ and all these people that are in our circle that are creating massive impact. And I didn't have that access. I was going to networking events and I was leaving unfulfilled. I wasn't going to an event that there was speakers and that I was learning something, that there was entertainment, that there was networking, games, that there was, it was all about building relationships. So I thought to myself, well, if it doesn't exist, I'll create it, right? That's the entrepreneur mind. And so within the first moment I thought about the idea of building Epic Talks, I hosted my first event in 3 days. I asked a girlfriend of mine, I said to her, listen, I have this idea. I want to speak. I want to share my truth. I want to share my story. Doesn't matter what you go through in life, you can accomplish anything. I was a foster child. I was born into heroin addicted parents. I got kicked out of high school and told by my principal I was just another Latina statistic who would never amount to anything, right? So I said, I would be doing a disgrace to humanity if I were to keep that story to myself. Woo! I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this.
I got goosebumps.
Right. So I told my girlfriend, who she was a law professor in the University of Miami. She's used to speaking to students, and I had never been on a stage in my life. So I was like, hey, if I threw this first event, would you come and speak with me? She's like, sure. And long story short, I went on Canva. I took a picture of her. I took a picture of me. I created my first little flyer, and the first time I called it Epic Life Masters. That's what I called it. So I printed 100 flyers. I went to FedEx. They printed it out for me. I went all over downtown, all over Brickell, the buildings that I lived in. I passed out my 100 flyers. This is the ballroom where I hosted my first Epic Talks ever. So we're here, and the reason why I wanted to have this live here was because I knew we were going to talk about this. And my first event, 15 people showed up to my first event. 8 of them were my friends. So in reality, 7 people showed up. But I felt in my power. I felt in my element. I was giving them exercises on where do you see your life in a year from now? Who do you need to become in order to attract the person that you're looking for? Who do you need to become in order to step into the best version of yourself? Who do you need to become to create your dreams to, you know, write that book, to start that podcast, to start integrating with people of greatness, right? So yeah, that's where the journey started. And then my second event, I ended up collaborating with Jason Stone, Millionaire Mentor, and then also Lewis and a couple other people. In my second event, I had 120 people. So then Epic Talks was just never the same, you know, and I continued to grow and inviting amazing speakers to speak on the stage, to add value, and it's truly been a blessing.
Yeah, everybody, I mean, I see what you're doing. Now I decided, I was like, that's it. I'm focusing in. Unless I get an amazing opportunity to go travel and speak, I'm staying put from for the next few months. And so I plan on getting involved in the next one, which is like once a month towards the end of the month, which you post on your Instagram bio each time. Now, you also, if you guys subscribe in there, you also get emails and text reminders, which I'm like, oh yes, I love those text reminders, because I forget, we get super busy as entrepreneurs, or if you have a family. Now, you mentioned a few things. So this Minding My Business was birthed with the intention of creating a platform. Of course, we love our men. We love our men coming. I think men can learn a lot, especially from the women perspective, strong, powerful women. But we wanted a platform for women to bring on powerful guests or people that have had amazing transformational stories to inspire other women to elevate their mindset, their business, and their life. And one thing you've mentioned through all of the things that you've gone through and what you've had to build, a tremendous amount of courage. All I keep thinking is the word of courage. Like, wow, this woman is so courageous and figuring it out, like self-sufficient. Are there any tools, maybe recent tools that you have developed, or ones that you can say you've had for quite some time, to be able to trust yourself to build what you've built, or to continue to expand on what you're expanding, just like how you built yourself? Are there any like self-development tools that you use daily that are your non-negotiables?
Well, meditation, I think, is key to open up your mind. And when you meditate, you open up your mind to gratitude, right? Mm-hmm. Being in that state of complete gratitude and Lord, thank you for giving me, for planting the seeds of what I've created. Because what I've created, I've never said this is me. This is God. I'm just a vessel that he's using on this earth. You know? So what a blessing to have that opportunity for the divine to trust me in order to carry a message, right? So I feel coming from a place of gratitude is so important. Number two, getting 100% specific on what you want to create. What do you want for your life? How do you want to feel when you wake up? Who are the people you want to surround yourself with? What does your perfect life look like? Getting crystal clear and specific. And I actually have courses on this.
Can I just pause you on this? Because like I shared a little bit on my stories, and thank goodness for the work that I've been doing, and you've been through some really like deep, dark spaces. And when you're in those deep, dark spaces, you literally go through a mental paralysis. And so I want to also like make sure that we're talking to those people in the moments when we didn't have so much clarity, you know, because I feel like those questions sometimes are very discouraging questions when you're in that space of having to completely rebuild yourself, you know. Like that's like, do you have anything more of what you're saying for that? Because I feel like if you asked me that a year ago, as I was literally having to pick myself back up and build the new, I would have been like, this is just too much for me right now. I can't even think that far in advance.
Yeah, so 2 months ago, I was going through a loss, a very difficult loss in my life. And at the same time, my dog was having heart complications and a heart procedure. And I'm talking about only 2 months ago, when people had no idea, because I really didn't share it. But there was a couple of days that I couldn't get out of bed for like 4 or 5 hours. You know, that it was like 10 o'clock in the morning and I was still tossing and turning in bed. And I was like, wow, this is really powerful, because you would think that somebody like me would have their shit together and they're not going through this, and I was experiencing it. I was experiencing a heartbreak. I was experiencing, you know, my dog is 16 years old and I know he's about to go soon, you know, and I found myself in a place of like, what can I learn from this, and what is this trying to teach me? And I hadn't been in a dark place like that in a long time. And I think it was God bringing me back to, listen, this is reality for a lot of people. You have the strength to overcome it. You have the tools to overcome it. You have the events to overcome it. You have the people around you to overcome it. But let me bring you back so I can teach you and remind you what it is to feel this dark.
Yeah.
You know? So how I was able to transition from that is I really got specific on what the situation was trying to teach me. And of course I can't help with my dog, but also losing something that gives me unconditional love and that I give unconditional love to. And there's so people right now that are going through some immense pain, losing a father, losing a child, losing another dog, losing something that matters to them. It could be a business partner, a friend, a breakup, like whatever it means. Maybe these things will distract you and they will take the best of you.
Yeah.
But you have to go through that in order to create the best of you, the extraordinary version. Because sometimes we get to this level that we're doing so great and all of a sudden we plateau and we forget how it is to be at ground zero. When a year ago we would wish that we are where we are right now. Mm-hmm. So when you're having those moments of feeling completely stuck and in pain and not understanding, surround yourself with the right people. Go to events like Epic Talks events. I just had somebody attend the last Epic Talk event and he told me he had been suicidal. And I literally punched him because I know him. He used to come to my events from the beginning. I punched him. I was like, don't you ever go through this again. You pick up the phone and call me because I care. Your life matters. And sometimes people forget in their darkness how much their life truly matters and how much they could truly impact someone with their story.
Yeah, so for you guys that are listening, what she's saying too is developing something to look forward to. And even if you don't have maybe friends that you are trying to break up with yourself because they're not in alignment to your highest self, find events like an Epic Talks or somewhere where you're going to create people that actually do care about your wellness and your growth, and it keeps you looking forward to something, because you have to have something to look forward to show up for. And that's something that's definitely really important, a very important that. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
And also something else that I want to add to this, if you're struggling with connecting with amazing people, always come from a place of service. So let's say you go to an event, go to the coordinator, find the event manager and be like, hi, my name is John Smith. This is my first time at your event. Or hi, my name is John Smith. This is my third time at your event. How can I support you with your growth? You will be so memorable. I don't forget the people that come to me to ask me for support or that post about my events or that are willing to have a conversation with me about, you know, supporting what I'm doing. And then that turns in me telling them, how can I support what you're doing? What happens majority of the time is people are like, I want to be a guest on your radio show. I want to be on your stage. I want to be on your magazine. I want this, I want that. I mean, I have so much to share. I forget about those people because it's like me. Like there's so much noise there. So when you come from a place of service and support, you build a relationship. When I first met you, Tanya, what did I say? You wanted to come to an Epic Talks dinner? It's only for the inner circle? And I was like, no, I want her to see what this is all about. And I want her to meet the right people. I was thinking about you and how this could benefit you. And it benefited you tremendously. You created an amazing friendship with Kristen. You know, you immediately were looking into her business, and same thing with you and I. Like, we've been supporting each other throughout this journey.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, you're a motivator as far as like, I wanted to move to Miami, but I was like, that was another motivator of the entrepreneurship, because you were like, why Miami? And I'm like, well, you know what? It's interesting. Number one, the entrepreneurship, and for women. I've noticed specifically for women in Miami, and I feel like you've done a really great job putting that together with the community and the culture of women entrepreneurship, and just women, entrepreneurship in general, of community and culture, and bringing back the aspect that you're talking about. And also the vitality, you know, the passion, the passion driven momentum that is in the area. But you know, and we met in Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah.
Not even in Florida. We met in Vegas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I can say too, for those of you listening, because we want to make sure it's very interactive too. So if you have comments for Melitsa, make sure if it's something you want to ask her directly, you can always message her. She has her website on her bio, and also you can also drop comments in the comment box, and we do look at them as well, or in the comment section. And another thing that you were talking about was, and I can tell you because I've been suicidal a few times in my life, and what really tremendously had the greatest impact was taking the energy off of myself and serving others. And
Yes.
that is one of the greatest segments, and I'm sure you can attest to this as far as like level of fulfillment, the fulfillment in your heart, because we've been around a lot of 7, 8, 9-figure business earners who external looks so amazing, but the internal is still empty because they're not coming from a place of giving back or truly serving. And so definitely, I think that's amazing that you added that in what you built, because you are your whole thing is service based. And speaking of service based, your book, like, this is the next thing that can get out to like freaking the whole world. Can you tell us a little bit about detoxifying your mind, which it looks like it's all synced together?
Yeah, so Detoxify Your Mind came from that place where I had mentioned I had gone through darkness, and then I got into personal development, and I used these basic, simple tools to get out of the funk and the hole that I was in. And I basically share that on my book, like how I did it, right? Describing who I am in this moment of my life, describing who I want to become. What is it going to take in order for me to become that person, right? And where do I see myself in 5 years from now? And I also give a life assessment. So I got crystal clear on what I wanted to call into my life and how I wanted to change it. And the beautiful thing about my book, Detoxify Your Mind, is that it's an action guide book. So it's not like you're just reading, but you literally can go in the book and you start filling it out. And people get, you know, breakthrough after breakthrough because we go through different exercises. And it's exactly what I created for my life, for me to get to the next level. And it's been a blessing, you know. We talk about forgiveness. We talk about your life's mission statement. You know, who are you? I am a powerful, passionate, and committed leader. That's Melitsa Wagi. I am a passionate, powerful, and committed leader. You get to have a statement for yourself and for your life. Your life depends on it. Your life depends on you stepping into the best version of yourself. Your legacy depends on it. Your family depends on it. Your friends depends on it. So what does it look like to create the best version of you? What are the bad habits that you get to let go of, right? What are the bad environments that you get to let go of? You know, who are the people that you get to start attracting into your life? And that's what I share in my book.
Did you, when you went through, and number one, I'm really sorry about your loss. I'm sending you a big, loving, energetic hug right now.
Thank you.
That's why I stick with plants. I can't, I can't. I had a loss with an animal a while back. I was like, that's plants from here on out. When you went through this dark period, and I'm sure you're still grieving and healing, it doesn't happen in 2 months, like, you know, were you able to implement the principles that you had written about in your book? did you have to pull back those, because you said your book is very workshop based. So when you were going through this, this moment of your grieving and your loss and the dark moments a few months ago, did all these things like come back to you? Because when did you write your book? Like,
I wrote my book 3 years ago, actually.
3 years ago. How come I only just recently saw that did it just get published?
No.
Oh, well, maybe I just saw you market it.
Yeah, I don't really, I don't market it that much anymore. I used to market it a lot when I was doing one-on-one coaching.
Okay.
And since I'm not doing that anymore, I don't really market it that much, but I share it once in a while because I constantly have people messaging me that they received the book and how much has impacted their life. So I'm like, I need to continue sharing it. I don't care how old it is. I need to continue sharing it, right?
It's not old. That's 3 years old. I was like, I'm sorry. I literally thought it was just released because I haven't heard you, girl. You need to be like freaking the top of everything. I'm glad because you even just posted it on your Instagram story. That wasn't on there when I met you. That's why in my mind I'm like, oh wow, she just like has her book published. So I'm sorry, but
no, it's okay.
Put that out there, sister.
But that's great feedback, you see, because we get so involved in everything else that we have going on, and
like you put it out there and then you move on to the next, but you're like, wait a second, like this is literally one of your legacies because it's now will forever be here when you're gone. This is an amazing accomplishment. I mean, everything you've done is an amazing accomplishment. That's the one thing too, is we want to celebrate you today and everything that you've created and how you're contributing so much and changing lives. And so, yeah, when like, I'm still a little shocked, like, wait, what? 3 years ago?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? This just brought a lot of awareness to me right now because the thing is, when you're on that path of accomplishing things and creating success for your life, you take for granted what you've accomplished and you don't celebrate it. So for me, it's like, okay, all right, I have a best-selling book. Next, all right, well, looking to do this and that. And I forget who I had to become in order to write that book. So, this is great awareness. And sometimes we have things and we don't appreciate them because, we're done with it. Where's the next, right? Continue honoring your relationships, honoring your friendships, honoring your family. It doesn't matter if they're always there for you. Honor everything that you've accomplished. Honor everybody in your life. Honor where you're headed and where you're going. So this was great awareness for me. Thank you.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, what? You need to keep that on your profile thing. And this, because even if somebody like say they can't make it or they live in New York and they want your book, like now they know you have a book. Because if we don't, and I notice this too with women, and that's why I was like, we need more platforms for women. We love our men, you guys. We see a lot of you guys show up on here, but I feel like women really need to start coming together. And, men have no problem celebrating themselves, celebrating each other. But women, I've noticed it's just starting to kind of happen. But even like this story, for example, of what you're just saying now, of like this huge accomplishment of writing a best-selling book, and then kind of like, yeah, I wrote a best-selling book, like whatever, no big deal. Like, hello, let's celebrate this. Let's celebrate you. Let's celebrate this amazing community that you've created over here, like the last 3 years. So, yeah, congratulations. And from here on out, like, freaking, yeah, girl, you need to be super proud and be bragging about it because you can't serve people if people don't even know you have anything out there. How can we help you? How can we, learn and grow from you if, well, anyway, from here on out, we're celebrating.
Thank you.
So getting back to that, what would you say, you're number one, I met you in person and just seeing you as well. Like you are stunning. Number one, you're stunning on the outside as well. Besides the inside, you're stunning on the outside. You're very, very healthy. You're very fit. How can you explain your daily practices, your routines, your habits of self-care, and how that's impacted you for building the new roles that you've created, and for being able to keep up with all of the demands and responsibilities in your life, because you have a lot of people counting on you.
No snoozing and have an accountability partner. Like the 5-second rule that Mel Robbins talks about, right? Don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of snoozing sometimes, but when I snooze and I freaking wake up 10 minutes later, I regret it every single time because it feels like I got hit by a truck. And also, it makes me feel like I'm not 100% committed on myself because I told myself I wasn't going to snooze. So then what happens is when you do something that you said you weren't going to do, that creates insecurity in you, and that's going to trickle down to every single area of your life. So when that alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning, no snoozing and have an accountability partner. I cannot express the importance of an accountability partner. I have two. One of them is in Utah, my best friend, super successful, Kalani Michelle. I call her the branding queen. You might know her. And then also Brett Kaufman, he lives here. He's actually one of the members for the Inner Circle of Epic Talks. And I said, you know what? I want somebody from the Inner Circle from Epic Talks to hold me accountable, that if I fail, they're not always seeing me at this light that I never fail, right? So let somebody else see the ugly side of me, or not the ugly side of me, but that I'm not always 100% on point. I'm not always going to hit my goals every single week, but guess what? I have somebody holding me accountable. And there's been days where I'm already working at like 7 in the morning and I'm so in it because I didn't end up going to the gym immediately. I have to wake up and go to the gym immediately. If not, it won't happen. There's been some days where he'll send me a picture from the gym and I'll click my laptop, I get dressed and I go. If he wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have been going. So I think one of the most important things is to have more than one accountability partner. Let it be your best friend. I would stay away from like business partners, maybe your best friend, a friend that you just met at an event, somebody that you trust or someone who inspires you. You know, you can even create your own little accountability groups, you know? So those are two major things that I think are important when it comes to, you know, really sticking to what you're saying that you're going to do and making it happen.
Hey, it's Tanya. I'm calling a quick timeout intermission huddle, so bring it in. I'm personally inviting you to our Inner Circle. It's our monthly VIP meetup with other achievers just like us. Each week, I'm teaching everything you're going to need in order to be successful, to step into the most elite version of yourself. I'm going to break this down play by play, the tools, the systems, the strategies, everything you're going to need in order to operate at higher levels mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically. Look, we're in a season where the idea of full potential just isn't cutting it anymore. It's time to really be it now. So click the link in the show notes and I'll see you in the Inner Circle. Peace.
So can you share the impact for those people that haven't yet gotten on a like exercise program, and the impact that you personally feel the days that you show up versus the days that you don't, like psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually?
I think people struggle in that way because they don't have a clear path of what they're supposed to be doing. So I actually created a free masterclass, www.findclarityinlife.com, where
I'll put it in the pin.
www.findclarityinlife.com. And in that masterclass, it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. I share with you 5 simple questions to help you figure out what it is that your strengths are. Because a lot of people are like, well, I'm in this business or I'm doing this job and I don't feel like that's my strength. I feel like I should be doing something else. So in that masterclass, I help you. A lot of people end up having a breakthrough after the entire 5 questions. And I support you in writing down kind of like a mission statement for your life, right? So that's really powerful. And also my book, Detoxify Your Mind, you know, you can find it at www.melitsa.com, melitsa.com. And I share, you know, the tools, the secrets, and the resources that I implemented into my life to get to the next level of my life. And it didn't just stop there, guys. I continue investing in mentors. I continue investing in business coaches. I continue investing in courses. I continue investing in events to surround myself with the right people, to learn from the right people, and also surrounding myself with people who are where I want to be. So yeah, those are a couple little nuggets that have really supported me in my growth. And this is just the beginning.
Oh yeah, you're just getting started, sister.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something earlier about, you know, like all the changes and growth you've gone through and next level stuff, and you know, you guys, growth never ends. Growth never ends. And the moment that it does, it's like that's where you get really into like depression, and you don't, you're not you're unhappy, and you're going through all these negative emotions because you're typically, what I realize, people aren't really growing.
To me, depression is your soul telling you that it's tired of being someone that you're not. That's what depression is. It's your spirit and your soul telling you that they're tired of being someone that they're not. That means that you're not living to your fullest potential. You're not stopping the bad habits. You're continuing living in this hamster circle that's keeping you stuck. So in order for you to literally elevate your life and get to the next level, you have to make a decision. It's like when an alcoholic or a drug addict says, I no longer want to suffer. You stop cold turkey. And that is going to be the most uncomfortable decision of your life. But nothing good comes out of your comfort zone. You have to get uncomfortable first. In those first 2 to 3 to 6 months, if you have to, where you need to cut everybody out, you need to cut drinking, you need to just focus on your life, focus on who you want to create, that's going to last you for eternity. So do you want to continue suffering now? Or do you want to take yourself a break, get yourself in the uncomfortable zone for 6 months and just focus on you and your growth? And I promise you, this is why 75 Hard is so powerful for people, the Andy Frisilla program, because they literally commit to themselves 75 days of no alcohol, 75 days of reading a personal development book, 75 days of 2 workouts a day, 75 days of a gallon of water a day, right? And by the time these people are done, after 3 months, everything has changed. Their business, their relationships, they saved their marriage, they started a book, they started their own business, they quit a job that destroyed them. So what are you willing to do for the next 3 months, for the next 6 months, to elevate your life, to take your life to the next level? And that's where I want you to get specific on. And write it down. If you write it down, put it on your mirror, on your bathroom mirror. Write your goals down and put it on your refrigerator. Put it on your door before you walk out. So your subconscious mind is constantly like, okay, this is my goal. This is my dreams. Losing 10 pounds, finding the love of my dreams. You know, making $1 million this year, making $10 million this year, building a coaching program, right? Constantly looking at it over and over again.
When you're going through this stuff, or when you've personally gone through, because we always ask we ask like 3 main questions for each time we do this. And one of them, because it's one of the highest asked questions as an aftermath. So we start to these conversations, and one of them is, you know, when you're in the space of your growth and creating a new role for yourself. You talked about having to become a new person and take on new habits, new behaviors, new routines in order to step into that person of the new roles that are required for you to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve. Your friend circle is going to change.
Yeah.
So can you mention, like, personally, some things of when you're transitioning friends? Well, I know you've built your own community now of powerhouses, but it wasn't always like that for you. When you were in the process of like, you know what, like it's time for me to elevate myself in my life and my business and my mindset, I have to leave this circle because I can no longer share space in the same frequency. You know, we're not aligned anymore. What was that process like? And what are your beliefs around like having to change your friends in order to really take yourself to the next level? If
For
they're not
me, For me, I was sharing with them what I was doing. And when I was sharing with them what I was doing, it was like I was talking to a brick wall. So you're either with me or you're against me. I'm not here to try to convince you that you should do things to elevate your life. If I'm embodying what I'm doing and you're not seeing it, and my words are being rejected, or, oh, that's not for me, then we're not in the same frequency. So eventually those people fall off, right? You stop responding to them, they stop messaging you because you're no longer there to go for shenanigans or to go to a happy hour or to go have meaningless conversations. However, I did try to invite them, hey, come to this event with me. Hey, you should join this mastermind with me. Hey, you should, meet this person. They're creating amazing. No, that's not for me. Oh, I'm busy. Da, da, da. And once those people try to tell you a couple of times that what you're doing is not something that interests them, there's all the wrong people in your life. So you get to meet new amazing people that are on the same frequency. So like if you were to ask me, Mel, let's go to a brunch or let's go to dinner, 100% I'm in. But if one of my old friends that I used to have, strings attached to, that I still see them from 5-6 years ago, still doing the same thing, I don't have time for that. Yeah. I have time for growth. I have time for connections. I have time for learning. I have time for service. I have time, to show love and appreciation. Other than that, you're not going to get my time.
Yeah. And then where did we meet too?
We met at an event, a growth event. Yeah.
We met at a growth event, and even these growth events, like the statistics of men and women, they're still significantly different. And so that was another reason why we created this platform, Minding My Business, is I was like, I want to create our own table with badass women that are doing amazing things in the world and celebrate them, because there's just so many amazing women doing amazing things like yourself. So those are always a big question. And then another big question is, in the space of, remember, this is for women too, that have all these questions. And even when I was in the space of creating and moving in different ways and having to release certain things, relationships. And when you're a driven woman, you're a driven woman and you are on a mission, because you are on a mission. Mel, you are really on a mission, and anybody that listening to you, that's in your presence or even watching you, can tell, like, wow, this woman is like literally God-centered. She's on a mission and she's just gonna be changing the world. And you already have in ways, but even more epic ways, like you said, epic everything.
Thank you.
What was that process like when you were like, you know what, I gotta just take a moment and get focused and really build this, and then if I meet somebody on the way, I meet them, but really respecting, as you said, you only have time for growth, you only have time for enlightened conversations. Like, you were very clear on that.
For me is I want to feel good with everything that I do. Okay, I want to feel good when I'm around you, and I want you to feel good when you're around me. So for me, it was getting specific on how I wanted to feel every single day with what I'm building. I want to feel inspired. I want to feel love. I want to feel like I'm a woman of integrity and courage. I want to, be a beacon of hope and inspiration to those who don't feel like they are enough. I want to feel fulfilled. I want fulfillment in every area of my life. How am I speaking today? How am I walking today? Who am I connecting with? And if it doesn't feel good to me, I push it to the side. Completely. I don't have room for negativity. I don't have room for wasting people's time or people wasting my time. I don't have room for gossip. I don't have room for bad news. I don't watch the news, I don't have room for people judging and questioning. No, my life is light, and that's what I want to share.
And how is that in alignment to Um, I'm personally single. Until I meet somebody who's equal of sharing space with me in more of an intimate way. And I get a lot of my younger girls that I mentor, and the guys too, who are like in the dating space. I don't know what your status is as far as that goes, because all I see is business on your side. But what advice would you say for people that still want to create all the things you're saying, but still feel distracted, like loneliness or boredom when they're on bigger missions? Because these are real emotions that can pull us away from our targets.
Yeah. What's the specific question again? What's the advice I can give to people that are feeling lonely or disconnected?
Single people that are on the entrepreneurship, that we talked about the friends, now we're talking about more of the intimate aspect of like personal relationships. So Danielle always comes on, she juggles family life, she's married, she's at first I thought you were engaged because you were in that movie, and I was like, oh no, wait, no, now you're an actress.
I did play a little role on a Hollywood movie recently.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. So my best advice I could give to people who are actually single and looking to, and are feeling lonely, but are looking to connect with other amazing humans is attending high-level events. There you're going to meet a lot of guys, who are single, that have their own businesses, right? And also, I truly believe when you're truly focused on your life 100% and you're creating the person that you want to create, the best version of you, you're going to attract the same person, right? That's why, like, I don't agree with like looking or searching and getting on dating apps. I truly believe when you're stepping into the best version of you, you're going to find the right person. And also not wasting your time for a man, because a man or a woman, this goes both ways, that are not aligned with you. The moment you see red flags, believe them. When people show you who they truly are, believe them, and that's your intuition telling you, listen, you see this, you don't need to put up with it because it's not you. Oh, they're not calling. Oh, they didn't text back, or they have me waiting. That's not for you. Nobody has time for those mind games, and when you're in alignment with your life, you're going to know who the right person is. And when you're out of alignment with your life, you will know who the wrong person is, because the red flags are going to trigger you. When you're in alignment with your life, the red flags don't trigger you. The red flags are like, bye, I don't have time for this. So it's that simple, Could it be difficult dating in Miami and in this environment? It's only difficult if you're telling yourself it's difficult. If you're going to put that energy out there that, oh my God, it's difficult, there's nobody here. Look at how many millions of people we have here, and a lot of them have found love. Look at how many beautiful homes on Star Island, or beautiful condos and penthouses. People are married with kids. If they find it, you can find it too. So don't limit yourself with limiting beliefs. There's so much love to go around. There's so many amazing men out there. There's so many amazing women out there creating amazing things. Trust the process. Just don't waste your time in places that you're not going to find the right person.
Amen, sister. So what are you on right now? What is your I want to kind of ask this into, and please let me know if I'm not being sensitive. I'm like, ooh, I want to know this now, I want to know that. What is the greatest thing you've had to overcome in order to become the woman that you've become right now?
Rejection and abandonment issues, which come from my childhood, because I was a foster child, and I was thrown around into different homes, and also I went through a divorce where my ex-husband cheated on himself, thank God. And also had another relationship that there wasn't cheating involved, but it was, I felt abandoned and rejected as well. So that was something that I really needed to do a lot of emotional intelligent work for me to be able to not feel like I wasn't worthy, because that's what came about, and you get triggered from things of your childhood. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, here I go getting abandoned again by somebody that I love. you know? So to be able to overcome the rejection and abandonment and understanding that it had nothing to do with me, and understanding that rejection is God's protection.
Mm-hmm. I heard that from Real Talk Kim the other day. I was listening to her service, and that was so beautiful. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years. Rejection is God's protection. And I wouldn't be where I am today if I wouldn't have been rejected as a child, if I would have been rejected in my marriage, and if I wouldn't have been rejected in that other relationship that I was in. And at the time, it was heartbreaking, but I'm so grateful for it because I am where I want to be now. And before, my purpose wasn't clear. Now it's very freaking clear.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm filled with so much love and so many amazing people in my community that, you know, I created this environment for myself. So if I was able to create it, you can create it for yourself too.
That's amazing. And congratulations on that strong sense of, like, number one, self-honesty. And because I think, you know, so many people can't really allow themselves to even go to the depth of understanding that everything in life is an external expression of what we're internally suppressing. And I had to learn that from one of my I worked with a shadow worker for, gosh, like 6 years. And we worked on all of that deep rooted subconscious stuff of self-sabotage and what we're attracting to finally, like, you know, course correct it. And so I think that's just so amazing that you've been able to even identify, like, the depth, the core depth of what that was, but also knowing too, like, God's just loving on you and protecting you. And that's, you know, congratulations for all that you've achieved. And what is the next question is, what is that next adventure, your mission, your big vision that we can all support you in right now?
Right now, I'm in the process of creating some curriculums to really add value to the community besides Epic Talks and besides the inner circle. So basically having full-on boot camp days where we get together and, you know, we'll do mindset strategy, leadership strategy, how to become a speaker, how to become, you know, start your own events. You know, I'll do another boot camp day with, you know, internet marketing or social media marketing and all that stuff to, like, take your business to the next level, right? So basically, I'm in the process of creating an Epic Talks Academy, you know, so it's where it's like a one-stop shop for entrepreneurs, you know. If you're looking for someone to build your ClickFunnels, I have the right person for you. If you're looking for someone to do your Facebook ads, I have the right person for you. You know, so as an entrepreneur, what I've experienced, and a lot of entrepreneurs have experienced, is they hire so many different people and it's not the right people, and you end up spending your money. And when you're starting on your entrepreneurship journey, you're freaking broke. You know, you don't have time to spend $1,000, $15,000 on a freaking funnel, and they don't do it the right way, and you have to go and fire them and hire another company. You know,
and a lot of times you don't even know that they did it the wrong way. You just know that you're not making anything and everything's not coming in.
So basically what I'm creating is a vetted system that anybody that is on the Epic Talks Academy, they're vetted by us, but you know, Epic Talks certified, Epic Talks approved. So if, you know, if there's like a course that you're looking that you need, send me a DM, you know, because I'm just getting started with this, you know, so I want to be able to know what people are looking for and what kind of boot camps and action guide days that we can create to help you get to the next level of your life. And that's what I'm here for, you know. And also I'm looking at the website that you pinned. It's findclarityinlife.com, not find clarity and life. It's okay. Findclarity.life.com. And if you're looking for support, send me a direct message. Also, for those of you who are watching this, for the next Epic Talks event, I will give you guys a code to be able to save $50 on the ticket. Just send me a direct message or send Tanya a direct message that you would like a discounted ticket for the next Epic Talks event, and I'll provide that to you and to your community.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Wait, so I'm going to put this description. It's Find Clarity in, and wait, what is it? Say it again. Sorry.
Findclarity.inlife.com.
In life, not in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Whoopsies.
It's okay. It's all good.
You're probably like, why is everybody looking away? Findclarityinlife.com. My bad, you guys. I had a human experience. Please forgive me. So I can't believe it's been just about an hour, number one. Again, but the biggest thing too that we like to leave our audience with is if there's one life-changing thing that you can leave the audience with, a quote or a tangible action step that they take where they don't feel overwhelmed or discouraged, that is going to move one step forward in life, what would that one thing be, that one golden nugget?
The one golden nugget, wow. So a couple of golden nuggets that I have, but nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. Okay? Nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. So if somebody's rude to you and you want to give it the meaning that they're being rude, that's your problem. If someone decides to start an argument with you and the meaning that you're giving it is that let's fight, that's your problem. So nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. So the meaning I choose to give my life is empowerment, is leadership, is responsibility, is accountability, it's light, you know, just being a beacon of hope and life and light to other people. So nothing has meaning but the meaning you give it. So don't take things personal, right? Don't allow someone to ruin the rest of your day because of 10 seconds that they did something that wasn't available, that wasn't congruent with you. So learn how to shut things off and continue creating your journey and your beautiful life.
That's amazing. That's powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. If anybody has a comment they want Melitsa to answer or myself, go ahead and put it below. We do look at everything. You know, we got some love in here today. Thank you guys so much. Lots of thank yous. Somebody said frequency approach us. You ladies are badass women. You're awesome. But once again, you can go over to Melitsa's. Make sure you say just like minding my business, and you will get $50 off the next Epic Talks event, which is the next one is July
27th.
July 27th. It's on a Wednesday, right?
It's on the Wednesday, and you can find the information on the website epictalks.com. We're actually in the process of updating for the next event. Also, Epic Talks Miami is the Instagram. Direct message me with any questions you may have. Thank you for tuning in. Continue watching the journey. If you have a journey going on that you'd love for me to follow you, just send me a DM. I'll be more than happy to follow you. I also have a radio show here in Miami. So if you feel like you have a great story, you'd love to be part of the show, just I'd love to interview you. So
amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching Minding My Business. I will put all the information in the caption below. And remember, at 2 p.m. Eastern, Minding My Business, in order to elevate your business, your mindset, and your life. See you guys next Tuesday. And thank you again, Melitsa, for coming on today. What a fire, epic talk we had today.
Thank you, love. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.